Gosh, that was so accurate.
Oh, yeah, man. As soon as the
I think I did
seconds
pretty
clicked.
good.
Dude, that was bang on. I'm so good at this.
That's so buttery. My nipples are so hard right now.
Buttery biscuit base.
Buttery biscuit base.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 15 of the JStation podcast. My name is Joe.
I'm Jimmy.
I am Jamie.
And we are J3, and here we're going to be talking about sports we like to watch, sports that we've done or competed in. We're also going to be placing a question for next week's podcast, and that's if anyone has a claim to fame, please feel free to share. Like, have you met anyone famous, had a photo with anyone famous, potentially kissed anyone famous, fought anyone famous? Are you famous? If so,
Oh my god, are you famous?
Oh my god, are you?
if so, that could be our claim to fame, but that's what we're going to be talking about next week. But more importantly, this week, it's all about sports. We're going to be raising our heart rate, raising our pulses to try and entertain you guys with some of our stories, kicking balls and riding bikes.
That's what they say.
Before we do that, Jimmy, if you had the choice between speaking fluently every language on the planet or being able to talk to animals, what would you choose?
Oh, that's a great question. Oh, I don't know. Let me think. I do like the idea of being fluent in other languages. And when I see other people doing it, to me it looks like a superpower, even though it's just like natural to them. Maybe it's their first language. Example, when I was cabin crew, flights to China were very difficult. Everybody was Chinese and I didn't speak Chinese. But we had Chinese nationals on the flight working with us who would translate. And I'd be like, wow, that's really cool. So, and I just really enjoy watching other people talk other languages. So I would love to have the opportunity to do that. But also, I want to speak to my cats. I want to know what Alfie and Link are thinking.
That would be handy, although I'm always worried about what the response would be.
Yeah.
I've got a question in mind I want to ask Alfie.
Go on. Why'd you shit on my carpet?
Why'd you shit on my carpet and steal my pizza?
Should have left your pizza out. But the shitting on the carpet's his fault.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I agree with you. I'm always really impressed whenever I see people talking different languages to different people, and I'm jealous of it. And I really wish I had the time and patience to go and learn a different language, but
yeah,
I don't. So to just have it put in front of me for free, that'd be nice.
It would be nice. I wouldn't have to sit on Duolingo and have the owl hunt you down whenever you get it wrong. Or like, you haven't done your Duolingo lessons today. I'm going to find you. Time's running out.
And plus, I'm pretty sure if I was fluent in every single language, getting a job wouldn't be too difficult.
Oh, God, no. Yeah, you'd walk into anything. With the animal one, would people believe you? Or is it just something between you and the animals? Like Dr. Dolittle.
That's the
almost.
problem I have with it. That you just seem insane. And only you would know that you can do it and that can properly do it. So that's what my concern is with that I think that it wouldn't be very useful. Also, not only that, but does that mean that even if just like the birds are tweeting outside, you can just hear them? Wouldn't it get like really weird and possibly annoying after a while? Like being able to hear animals when you don't want to hear them.
Yeah, can you imagine just the birds always singing something like, "Oi, fuck nuts, it's time to wake up, you stupid piece of shit.
Get out of bed, you lazy twat."
Wow, I didn't realize birds were so rude.
Well, we don't know because we can't speak their language. There's only one way to find out, and that's by, in this theoretical, picking the last question.
Oh.
But let's say, for argument's sake, that people don't believe you that you can't speak to animals, so you do seem a bit crazy. However, I'm sure there'd be ways to prove that it's real. Like, you must be able to get some kind of evidence to say that, look, watch me ask this cat to do something and it will just do it.
That's true, yeah. But everyone will be like, wow, he's so good at training his cat. And he'll be like, right, we have to take this up a notch. And he'll be like, hey, giraffe, walk on your front legs. And then you accidentally buckle the giraffe's legs by trying to prove you can talk to animals.
But that is assuming they're not a dick and do listen to you and respond to you.
Oh, yeah, they're like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah,
every animal you come across is really stubborn, just like, no.
I want to show my friends I can talk to animals. And they're like, well, I think that's a you problem.
Yeah.
Go to the penguin
tell
section.
me what to do.
And they're just
Why
like,
should I help you
matey
out?
boy here thinks he can talk to us, or like, please.
What dickhead?
I think I choose every language. I'm going with every language.
Yeah. Without a doubt, for me, straight away. I don't really
think I'd
care
pick
about
that
talking
too.
to animals.
Like, I thought this would be a tough question for Jimmy. I didn't think it'd be a tough one for Jamie. But yeah, I agree.
Imagine going to the zoo and you can speak to all the animals, and all the animals are just like, I'm really sad.
That would suck.
That would really suck.
I don't be burdened with that.
Yeah, and then
I think I'd probably actively avoid the zoo if I had the ability. I'd be like, I don't want to know what they're saying.
Because then I'd have to try break them out. There's no way I could ignore their cries for help.
You could potentially try and help them, though. Like,
Yeah.
say you can't break them out, but you can maybe improve their experience somehow. It's like, this Wolverine wants more space or something.
Are there Wolverines in captivity?
Yeah. There's one at Whipsnade, which is a zoo not too far, like 45-minute drive from me.
Oh, nice. I've heard good
Is it
things.
just Hugh Jackman in a box?
Yeah. And I'd like to be able to speak to him to ask him what he'd like. Maybe a window.
Excuse me, Hugh Jackman would like more space.
I'd like more movies, please. I'd like Logan 2, the Loganing. Well, that's an easy question. I expected... Yeah, once I thought about the logistics of it, at first I was like, yeah, talking to animals would be cool, but nah, yeah, every language would be even cooler. And no one will be able to keep secrets from you. They can't be like, this foolish guy doesn't understand a language. You'd be like, ha.
Oh, talking behind your back.
What a fool.
Not that I'm in a
Yeah.
situation where many multinational people are going to be talking about me behind my back, but just in case the situation ever arises, I'm ready.
It's like, especially when they're all talking and laughing and kind of looking over in your direction every now and
Yeah.
again. You're like, what are they saying? I just want to know.
Laughing at my beard. I'm self-conscious about my beard.
Right.
Yes.
Sports. I think we need to speak about the main topic. What sports do you guys like watching?
All of them.
Ooh, like sports.
I do like watching UFC with you, but if not, on my own, I
Me
don't
too.
watch a lot of sports. I'm more of a sports as a social event kind of guy. What about you guys?
I only really watch UFC when I'm with Joe.
Yeah.
Or like if I'm not with Joe, I know that he is also watching it, which is probably guaranteed anyway. But yeah, I normally watch it with Joe. But I haven't watched UFC in yonkers. It's been such a long time. I'm so out of the loop with it now.
Yeah,
But I
same.
think that's just because I don't have a service that I can watch it on anymore, I think.
Do they still fight in the UFC, or is it just...
No, they tickle now.
Oh, right, yeah, the digital. COVID-friendly, they get extendo arms with just little fingers on the end.
Dana White's going to change it to the Ultimate Uchigu Championship.
Ultimate flipping, stop cuddling me championship.
Ultimate funny cuddles, yeah. That sounds dodgy, though. That sounds bad. We don't want ultimate funny cuddles.
I mean, I kind of do want an Ultimate Funny Cuddle.
I mean, only from you two. No one else.
Yeah.
Not even Jodie.
No.
No, just no hesitation. Nah, I'm good.
The boys and nothing else. But yeah, I used to be well into football. I think that's a product of the environment of growing up in England or Scotland, Wales, Ireland, whatever. The UK, you just get well into football. It's everywhere you look. It's like your school sport, unless you come from a posh school, then it's rugby. And
Or polo.
or polo. if you're
Ultra
from
posh
Eton.
now.
Yeah. I don't think anyone from Eton listens to our podcast. If you do, though, hi. Thanks. Hi. But yeah. So I grew up supporting Man United for some reason. And then I think I just got bored of Man United games. And I was just like, I'm going to go support Norwich instead because they're my local team. And then everyone kept calling me a glory hunter. And I was like, I don't understand. Norwich aren't as good as Man United.
That's not a glory hunter. That's going backwards.
Yeah.
You've done it properly.
That's the epitome of a glory hunter.
Yeah.
That's such a glory hunter thing to do, Jim.
Yeah, support the team that's not doing as well. Isn't that an underdog hunter? Is there a word for it? I'm sure there's something on Urban Dictionary.
Someone that loves a comeback story.
Were Norwich just like at the top of whatever league they were in at the time?
Possibly, I don't remember. I think maybe they won
That's
it.
maybe why.
I mean, they are always winning the championship, so it could have been something to do with that. I'm not sure. So I've supported Norwich since. I used to go to a lot of games as well. And the atmosphere is really fun at Norwich games. We used to always sit in the same stand, the Barclay stand, I think it was called. I think it's got a different name now.
Oh, nice.
I remember the first game I saw, actually. This is dragging up memories. This wasn't even in the Barclay stand. This was in the long sideways one. I forgot what that's called. But I sat near the front, and it was Norwich vs Luton. And I just remember it so clearly because someone went up for a high tackle, but the Norwich player put his foot up, and the Luton guy went for the header, and I just saw boot to face mash up. That's great.
Did someone have to stop playing after that? That sounds painful.
They carried on, though. They stormed through. It was great. True championship football, that is. None of this Premier League fall over and cry for 10 minutes nonsense.
But they go back up
Such
to
a
the
glory
Premier
hunter
League
thing to
next
say.
year.
Yeah, so Norwich are going to get really good at rolling around on the ground now as part of Premier League training.
Yeah. They get specific camps dedicated to rolling around on the floor in agony.
Especially if you're 1-0 up and it's near the end of the game.
You got to waste time, man. You got to do it.
Oh, man, it's such a... It really sours the sport, and it's been happening so much more lately. Like, England were doing it through Croatia. It was weird.
Yeah, what a shame. There's a lot of... Especially as an MMA fan, a UFC fan, there's been a lot of memes going around lately of... there's been a couple of specific fights where a fighter has either had their arm broken or had their arm dislocated. 2 separate events. And they put a picture of the UFC fighter with their broken arm, like smiling and congratulating the guy that won, next to a football player rolling around on the floor that's essentially blown on to fall over.
Is it Ronaldo who did the floppy fish sort of impression? I can't remember who it was. Someone
with the headbutt, and then it didn't even touch them, and they went down.
Yeah, and then he started like, do you know Jim Carrey in Bruce Almighty when he's like throwing his limbs around on the bed because he's not happy with what's going on? And it's almost like that. He's just like thrashing around like a fish out of water.
That headbutt was so brutal. I'm having a fit. So I don't like it. And I think a lot of football fans don't like it. But unfortunately, due to the nature of the game, they have to do it for the referee to pick it up. Something should change there.
Yeah. Well, they started introducing sort of fouls of people who are like openly pretending to be injured, but they're not calling out as much as they should. And even with like VAR nowadays, it'll take so long just to look back over footage that I'd really interrupt the flow of the game. And that's already the big complaint about VAR, that it takes so long to confirm a goal or not.
Yeah, because you've already been celebrating for like 5 minutes and then it gets taken away.
With VAR, I don't know why it's taking so long to confirm goals. I mean, rugby have been doing it for years and it doesn't take that long.
I have no idea.
But yeah.
Because the person that's watching VAR is rolling around on the floor. He's injured. That's probably
Someone's flicked the back of his ear and he's just like, oh, call my manager. Ah!
Ref, get the VAR on me.
For those who don't know what VAR is it video assistant referee?
Yeah, it's something, along those lines.
Yeah. I don't know if you're an American listening to this. Obviously, we're talking about soccer right now. But it's so there'll be a referee sitting in a box and basically just we'll be watching like a replay of the game and they'll make like the final decision if something was like a foul or if it was like a goal or offside or whatever. I'm not going to talk about offside. That's a whole different thing. And for some reason, it takes them like 5 to 10 minutes to make a short decision. It's very strange.
Which is really bizarre because they show you the replay live, like as it's happened, and we can see by watching the replay that it's either an inaccurate goal or offside or whatever it may be. Yet it takes them 5 minutes to decide that to be the case, and I don't understand it. I don't get it. So surely you're watching the same footage I am.
We do have a friend who does like she's involved with like recording football matches, isn't she? So maybe we should ask her. She knows something we don't.
That's true. We do know someone that does that.
Maybe they'd have to flick through the rule book and be like, here it is on paragraph 5, section 3 on page 64 of the goalkeeper's conduct code.
From what I understood of it, I think there's like 2, possibly 3 people that actually do watch the replay.
Okay.
And then they are supervised by another person, and I think it's almost like it has to be like a unanimous decision between all of them or something like that.
A mass debate.
I can't really remember, but I imagine there's just a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of like protocols they have to go through first, and it's just takes time, which is a bit silly. But
I envision a referee with one of those one-ear headsets on, and it's just like, oh, hang on, I'm not too sure typing away. Let me check with my manager. Like when you like call up customer services, and the referee on the pitch is just like, for fuck's sake, don't put me on hold again. Don't put me on hold again.
Got stuff to do.
Okay, I understand if there's protocols to make sure you've made the right call, but sometimes it's so very black and white, whether it's yes, it's offside, no, it's not offside. Sometimes it's so painfully obvious that it shouldn't have a group of people debating over it because it's there.
It's right
in
front
of you.
You
know the answer. Yeah, it's obvious.
Well, it's because nobody knows what the offside rule truly is. So even VAR have to be like, fuck, wait, hang on, let me reread again. I can't remember.
Hang on, it's okay, because I've got my 2008 World Cup limited edition 50p coin that tells me what the offside rule is. So let me just refer to that and I'll be able to tell you.
Some of them I understand, but like I say, some of them are so blatantly obvious.
Yeah.
It's like saying whether a light is on or off. It's like, it is on, but is it like fully on? Is it like a 100-watt bulb? Is it a 200-watt bulb? It shouldn't make a difference. It's on. And that's what we're trying to find out.
So what is the offside rule, Joe? Welcome to episode 16 of the podcast. We're still talking about the offside rule.
The thing is, I know what the offside rule is, but it's not really easy to put into words.
No, it's easy once you know what it is, but to explain it, there's no like easy set of words to put together to make the explanation easy to understand.
Is it like an acceptable distance to be beyond the last defender?
No, well, you can't be past
You're not
the
allowed
last
to be
defender.
past them.
Right.
When someone passes the ball to you, you have to be behind the line of defense.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what if the ball's in travel and then you run past them while the ball's traveling? Does that count?
That's fine.
That's allowed.
It's as soon as the ball has been passed, so as soon as it's left the passing player.
Oh, okay.
So as soon as they have kicked it and the ball is on its way, if the person that it's traveling to is like attack side, the other side of the opposing team's defense, then it's offside. Right. They have to be like, they don't know, let's go past the line of defense.
You can't be past the line of defense when the person kicks the ball, but if the ball is already traveling, then you can run past the line of defense.
Yeah,
but
that's allowed.
It's some people still, the way we've explained it now, I'm pretty sure a load of people won't understand what we're talking about.
Yeah. Or we've got it completely wrong.
It's a tough one to explain.
But
that is what it is. It's just, it's hard to put into words, especially if you can't like show them with a diagram and you're just listening to this thinking, what the fuck is he talking about? To brief it, if you're passing to someone but they are the incorrect side of the opposing team's defense, then it's offside.
Nice. We did it. We explained the offside rule, even though we said we wouldn't and couldn't.
Yeah.
Well, you said it. I knew we were going to end up here at some point.
I was ready with my words, even though they didn't make any sense to most. I'm sure we got there.
All UK sports is just like the Kevin Bacon number. How many topics can you talk about before you start discussing the offside rule? We started off with USC and we're somehow at the offside rule.
We got the... We're here.
Let's try something else. What about cycling? Offside.
Funny enough, that is something I used to do for years. I didn't watch it religiously because it can be quite boring, but I used to watch it if I wanted to get in like the mood to train or race.
Oh yeah. So you'd be like seeing someone do it makes you want to do it, I guess, isn't it? Did you?
Yeah.
I feel that way about darts.
Darts?
If I watch darts, it makes me want to play darts.
People watch darts?
Yeah. Like, I don't watch it very often, but if it's ever like, if I ever come across it and I see someone playing darts, I'm like, oh man, I want to play darts. I want a dartboard.
Is it in the last 5 years where they had to ban drinking at darts? Well, like for the players.
I want to say it was recent, yeah. Even though that's the whole point of darts.
Yeah.
But I guess there's got to be a line drawn somewhere. People that are intoxicated throwing pointy objects.
I love old footage of darts where you see them and the man's just like 400 pounds. He's got a pint in hand. He's got 2 cigarettes in the other while throwing the dart. No one can see the actual footage because there's so much cigarette smoke in front of the camera. But everyone's losing their minds when 180 comes around.
It's all a big blur.
Yeah.
They had to, quote me if I'm wrong, but they had to ban drinking in professional darts championships because it looked bad on the sport. But I feel like that's how the sport was made.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I think it was recently where they did ban it.
Yeah.
It's not long gone. So if you're looking to get into a fun sport now, you're too late, I'm afraid. They're all sober now.
Gosh darn it. Unless it's beer pong.
Yeah. Is that televised though?
Could you imagine? You're on the frat channel. Welcome, my name is Tank Top Todd, and welcome to Beer Pong Championship Final. We've got
I'd watch it.
Alpha Beta Gamma versus the Oxfordshire Science Corner.
Oxfordshire Science Corner is getting whooped. I'm telling you this now.
I don't know, man. My money's on them.
Yeah.
Always go for the underdog.
Yeah, exactly. They'll be able to calculate the throw.
Yeah. They've done all their maths and shit about how much alcohol they can consume and all that.
I've met a lot of UK scientists. They're all pissheads just as much as the American frat boys are.
Nice.
They haven't had as much practice, but they can calculate trajectories and all that kind of thing. So, yeah, maybe you're onto something there. And they'll probably be sober.
Soberer. Yeah.
Soberer than the frat house, yeah.
I never understood how people got drunk playing beer pong, but I must have just been playing it wrong. Because I always only ever played it with beer. And it takes so long to like have a winner that I'm not drunk at the end of it. Maybe I should have been playing it with shots or something. Did you guys have the same problem?
Maybe you were just too good. We kept winning. But no, I think whenever I've played it, it's been an assortment of different drinks in different cups, depending on what's in the room.
I think anytime we've played it, or at least anytime I can recall playing it, like none of the cups themselves are actually full to the top with beer. It's normally like a bit because we just don't have enough beer to play beer pong with. So that's probably why.
Maybe we're doing
I think the actual beer pong is that all the cups are supposed to be full of beer.
Oh, right. That'll be why they're shit-faced afterwards.
Yeah, and I think that's like when it lands, you have to like down it. I'm pretty sure that's actually the rules of beer pong. Whereas we kind of normally just don't have enough beer, so we like put smaller amounts in each cup.
That makes sense. Students don't have the budget for a full-on game of beer pong every week.
No, they don't. Can barely afford the cups,
game.
let alone the alcohol.
Not a sport that we can watch, I'm afraid.
Damn it.
And there's that beanbag game as well. Like every time that you sunk a beanbag in the enemy hole, they had to drink. That one just
I
go
really
on
want to play that. I've not played that, but it looks great.
Which game?
So you have two boards, right? And they're like slanted, like facing inwards. And they had a hole on each side, and you have some beanbags, and you literally just have to like throw the beanbag into the other team's hole. And if you get it in, they drink, I think. I'm not so au in American drinking games.
We had the best intention going into this podcast that we'll talk about sports, proper legit sports, and now we're on drinking.
Should we go back to sports?
We've pretty much taken a U-turn.
Tell me it's not a sport and mean it.
I mean, we went from darts.
True.
It's because we went to like drinking sports, I guess.
It declined.
I only ever really watch the football when it's the Euros or the World Cup. So like we're talking about sports this week because as we record this, the Euros are currently on.
Yeah.
I don't know what the last game was, but England beat Croatia the other day, so that's how far in we are.
The country
so far. They beat them on Sunday.
Is already full. It's coming home mode.
Yeah, because I think isn't this the first time in the Euros we've won our first game? Is that right?
Yeah,
something like that. Like ever?
We've always lost or drawn our first game. This is the first time we've actually won one. So it's given us confidence.
My God!
Not only that, this is the team that knocked us out of the World Cup. So it's nice to get that bit of
revenge.
Yeah, revenge and confidence in one go.
I saw a bunch of TikToks of people graffitiing mini roundabouts, putting the England flag on and shit like that. I'm like, Christ.
Nice.
It's already started. We won one game, but it's nowhere near the point where we could say we're going to win yet.
Nah, it's coming home, man.
Mate, it's coming home.
Have you got your tattoo booked as well?
Come on, Jimmy.
Before the final. You're so confident it's going to happen.
Got my face paint on and everything.
40 years of hurt, Jimmy. Come on.
What? What, not winning the World Cup?
Actually, it's been more than that now.
Have we ever won the Euros?
No.
No.
Don't think so.
It's because we've never really got that far into the Euros. It's the first time we've ever won our first game.
We've won the final, not the final, the semi-final before, haven't we?
Possibly, but we can still like draw the first one and then win on penalties. But I think that's what it is. We've never like just outright won our first game in the Euros.
Well, the first group stages games don't go to penalties or anything. You can draw them and they'll end it at that. And I think we've had draws.
Yeah.
But we've never won.
Oh, they don't go to penalties. I thought they did.
Not in the
That's
group
when
stages,
you get later on.
Rip.
Semis and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Tells you how much you know about football, eh? I only ever watch it at the like international ones.
You call yourself a Charlton Athletic fan. Goodness.
Something I did used to support Charlton Athletic. It's true. Mainly just because of family, and now I just kind of don't care. And they were in the Premiership at the time, and now they're like, I don't even know, League 1 or 2. They've gone super down. But I tell you another thing I really like watching is like snooker. There's something about snooker that I love. I love watching it. I don't watch it religiously or anything. Like I don't follow it, but if I'm like scrolling through a TV or something like that and the snooker comes on, I'll give it a watch for a bit because it's fascinating to watch.
It's so quiet as well, isn't it? So silent.
It's the geometry they're doing. It's like, how have you done this? How have you hit that ball into that one? And you know where that ball's going to end up. Yeah. And also the ball you hit, you know where that's going to end up. I'm like, how do you do that?
And you've got to hit the white ball in such a specific way as well to account for the spin of it so it doesn't launch itself into a pocket. It's incredible.
It's a very precise sport, and that's why I really like watching it, because it's fascinating to watch.
I'm always well impressed with what they can do. Snooker, by the way, another game that's traditionally played at pubs. But when you actually watch it live, it isn't like watching an overweight, drunk, smoking dude. It's like someone that's about to go wait tables is about to play.
Yeah, they always
They got to dress up all smart with the waistcoats. And,
Well, What's the there was a troublemaker though, wasn't there? He's famous. Ronnie something. Is it Ronnie Sullivan?
Oh, there's always one.
Yes, well remembered. It is Ronnie Sullivan.
Oh yes. Yeah, he's
great.
He's a mischief.
He was so good though.
Oh, he was amazing.
He was so good. He was so talented. Does he still play? I wouldn't even know. I don't even know why you would know either. But I remember watching some like Ronnie Sullivan videos of like some crazy like shit he pulled off, and I was like, oh man, these guys are great.
Snooker and tennis actually are very nostalgic sports for me because they were always on the TV when I came home from school in the summer.
Oh yeah.
I'd walk in, like even if like someone's in the garden or whatever, on the TV would be snooker or tennis, just going backwards and forwards. And like you said, even like tennis is quiet apart from the sound of the racket. So yeah, it sends me back
the
to
sound
a place,
of the racket and the and the fucking players screaming every time they hit the ball.
I still peaked my microphone, then moved right back for that.
Yeah. For anyone that's been watching us on Twitch, just as a slight segue, also follow us on Twitch. I was playing Bloodborne the other day, and I was against Orphan of Kos. And every time anytime it attacks you, it does this horrendous scream. And Joe, I'm pretty sure it was Joe in chat, was just like, this guy sounds like he's playing tennis. And it probably made me laugh. Because he probably screeches like, ah! I was like, that's perfect. It's actual tennis players. But he's trying to take my head off. Nice.
Yeah. So did you, Jimmy, when you did yours all the way across the other side of the room. But in case you guys were wondering, that's twitch.tv/J3 channel. We're also on YouTube. If you're not watching us there already, that's youtube.com/J3 channel. We have a Discord, which you can find a link to on our Twitch page. So if you want to join, feel free to find us there. We're on Instagram, instagram.com/J3 channel. We're on Twitter at twitter.com/J3_ channel, the same as our TikTok account. And we also have merch if you fancy looking like the boys. That's teespring.com/stores/the-J3-store.
We will get a domain at some point, I promise. I know I keep saying this. We will do.
You've been promising and not delivering. I can't believe this. Who are you? The Prime Minister?
Because we've got plans for stuff. And fingers crossed, we can have those plans happen soon. And then we can buy a domain and everything will be really good.
Just do it anyway, YOLO.
Big plans,
if you buy it before someone else does, and then they ransom it to us.
Well, no one knows what domain we want yet. We might want kissingtheboys.store. Oh my god. We should get kissingtheboys.store. Let's buy it now.
Got him. That's the podcast. You can just listen to us type in our payment details.
They
guess what our payment details are.
Ah, brilliant.
Sports.
Take a quick break from sports and maybe we can talk about the wins of the week.
Sports. Yeah.
Sports.
We can talk about wins of the week.
I
don't feel like
sports, baby.
Mine's uniquely exciting because the whole world is currently getting these wins of the weeks, but my vaccine's booked.
Nice.
Finally managed to book one in. We're under 30, all of us here, so we've had to wait quite a while before we're eligible. But I've got mine booked in for tomorrow, which by the time this comes out will be about a week ago. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, a week ago. And it's just more exciting because things are going to be slowly getting back to normal again, and it's just exciting. It's just exciting.
Getting a better phone connection, getting your 5G implant. It's going to be so good.
You can have some incredible signal. I'm very envious.
Dude, could be anywhere.
I haven't got a contract that's 5G. Shame. Oh, well.
Well, I have, so I'll hotspot off you.
Okay, no problem. But like only for a day, right? Until you get yours.
Yeah, exactly. And then mine's on Friday. Did you?
Mine is on Monday.
Oh, you got to wait longer. Rip.
Yeah, I got to wait slightly longer.
So we're all within 5 days of each other.
Yeah. You look. Nice. I'm excited. I can't wait to talk small talk with the doctor. Oh, you've been doing a lot of this.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure they're speaking to how many 100 people a day?
Oh God. Yeah, it can't be exciting.
Ask some different questions. But like, you're going to do the lottery this week?
What's your favourite brand of baked beans? I'm a
Do you fancy
Heinz guy
asking a question? What's your favourite kind of beans?
What do you think about 80s music?
Do you listen to the JStation podcast?
That was what I was going to say. Do you prefer beans on toast or toast under beans?
Wait, do you think your face is symmetrical?
No, let's go back to what Joe just said.
No, Jimmy, get away from the food. Stop it.
Toast under what? Beans on what? So what? You had the beans on the plate and then the bread on top?
No, it's still beans on toast or toast under beans. Technically the same thing, but the application's different.
Right, okay.
So you put the beans on the plate first and try and slide the toast underneath. It's not It's not beneficial in any way. It's not efficient.
Here's an experiment for you listeners at home to undertake. If you're going out for a meal, or if you're going out for like brekkie at like the local greasy spoon, please order toast under beans and tell us how they respond. Would love to know.
So yeah, that's my win of the week. What about yours, Jimmy?
Hearing you say toast under beans has proper like brightened my day up.
I'm glad to be of service.
I've forgotten. What is my win of the week? How could I forget? It's been on my mind since forever. So when this comes out 2 days from now, I'll be getting married. So
Yay!
by the time we record again, I will be married. So this is my win of the week for the next 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks. Whenever you hear us again. I'll be Mrs. Jody.
Oh, how could I forget? I'm getting married.
When this episode comes out, I'll still be hungover from said wedding.
Oh my god. It's all like bring your own beer as well, so I probably will die.
This is the last stream. Well, not stream, sorry. This is the last podcast Jimmy's going to be doing as a non-married
A
man.
legally single man.
This is the last bit of... No, I'll tell you I was about to say there's the last bit of J3 content Jimmy will be involved with that's before he's married, but that's
No.
not right. He's got one more stream, right?
We got the J Freeway,
Yeah.
which was 2 days ago. If you're listening to this on release day,
Yeah, J3 way in a solo stream.
I have to do the newlywed game. But with you guys, we'll ask each other fun facts that we're meant to know about each other. Like, oh, what's Jamie's favourite dessert? What's Joe's
what? I'm
bicep
fucking
length?
down for this. This is a fantastic idea.
We could actually. We'd have to. It would be kind of a quiz format, I guess.
If you want to really get in trouble out of it, you can see if you can answer the question about us and then see if you can answer the same question about your wife and see how many you get right. If you know more about us than you do about your wife, then you could be in trouble.
Jodie did something recently. She had a mini Hindu thing, and they had to answer questions about. I think it was me, or me asking questions about her. I can't remember. No, it was about me, and one of them was just like, oh, they were like all kind of funny questions. One of them was like, "What's your biggest pet peeve?" And I was just like, "Not changing the toilet roll holder." It's such a bad habit of leaving an empty toilet roll on the holder.
You just hit home. That happens at this place too.
I'm not alone. Is it you who does it?
No, trust me, I'm the one that's taking the 5 empty loo roll things out to the waste paper.
Do you put them all on each finger as well and did a little clappy hand thing?
Usually I don't let it get that far. If I've gotten to the point where there's 5 of them, I'm mad.
Steaming. You're like,
Probably seeing red too much to put them on my fingers, which sounds awesome, but nah.
well, calm me down next time if you get really mad about it. Or you can do a tactical reload where you like slap it off with the new toilet roll and then pull it back to reload.
Got all the ideas.
But yeah, this is vastly gone off track. My win of the week is getting married. I'm very excited. I will be Mrs. Jody. She will be Mr. J Free Jody.
Mr. J3.
yeah.
Please, deed poll it, please.
And
Jody J3 channel, JStation podcast, episode 15.
yeah. And you guys are going to be there.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
I have got the following day off because I'm not going to be okay.
Is that your win of the week? I got leave at work.
That week.
It's the win of that week, but not this week. My win of this week is 2 things. What should I start with? Let's start with this one because it's going to bring the tone down slightly.
All right.
I had a men's health scare-ish kind of thing recently, and I went to the hospital, and I'm all good. So that was a big win because I've been worried about that for weeks.
Good.
It's been on my mind, and it's been very difficult to kind of take my mind off it. But yeah, I did the good thing, got myself checked out by a GP, and they were like, let's send you to the hospital like to get a scan just to be sure. Went and had the scan, and I'm all good. So that's good. That's a very nice weight off my shoulders. And to bring the mood back up a little bit, I think I found my new favourite game to play at the moment. It's Knockout City. It's so good. I can't stop.
Every time I see you online, you're playing it. It's like we're back in uni again, where you're always on a game.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much. It's so good.
You must have at least 80 hours already on it.
No, I think the last time I looked is nearly 30 or just over 30.
Oh, it's not too bad.
So I haven't been playing it loads, yeah, but like any opportunity I've been able to play it, I normally do. It's so good. I'm a big fan.
It's nice to find a game that you can just sit down and play for hours again. Because it feels like it's been a while since we've found something that we can actually do that with.
Yeah.
You enjoy that much that you just
It's
want
nice
to go
quick
back
rounds
to it.
as well. So I can just like play it for as little or as long as I like and not feel like I've got to commit to it forever sort of thing. Not like Bloodborne or something like that. I can't just pick up Bloodborne and play it for half an hour and then put it down. That's not how that game works.
No.
Whereas this is just short, quick PvP games. I like it. Big
Nice.
fan.
Good. I'm glad because.
And you do seem to be smashing it as well.
Yeah. What rank are you now?
Emerald, which is 2 away from the top one.
Jeez, already?
Yep.
Wow.
How far away from the bottom, though?
Very far away from the bottom.
Ah.
There's, oh god, so there's unranked, bronze, silver, gold, sapphire, emerald, ruby, diamond. So I'm 5 out of 8?
You're 6 out of 8.
No, 6 out of 8.
6 out of 8, yeah.
So quite far up.
What did you count now on your fingers? And then you said emerald, and then you looked back at
Yeah,
the other
then-
hand. It's like, where's he going?
Yeah. For fucking calling me out like that, Dave. Yeah, I biffed it.
So what happens when you hit
That's my
diamond?
L of the week.
Do you get do you get invitationals then?
Yeah, letter from the Queen.
Oh, that'd be great.
Dear Jamie,
Just good job, mate.
I heard
Thumbs up.
you've been playing those esports lately. Philip used to like
Does
them.
it say like, dear Jamie, that was fucking poggers, mate. Sincerely.
Your
Queen Liz.
Magister.
HRH Queen.
XX underscore Queen underscore XX.
I had to pay a lot of money for this gamer tag, $8.99 to be precise, on the Microsoft Store. The con artists.
Queen Elizabeth III was already taken. So I need to go XXO underscore Queen XXO underscore.
Nice.
Do you know what I don't understand? Just sort of going off the whole tangent I had about the Queen paying to change her own gamer tag, is why do rich/celebrities get away with not paying for things? Why do people not charge them double?
What's your...
Here's my example.
Like what?
My example is like, say Brad Pitt walks into a bar. The bartender, like in the movie, I suppose, would be like, "Oh, it's on the house because you're Brad Pitt." Is that why? He's got cash to fucking spare. He can pay for you and everyone else. Why are you giving it for free?
That was the weirdest punchline to a walks into a bar joke I've ever read.
Is that
It's
really
just for
how it
exposure, though,
works?
isn't it?
I don't know. I've never seen it in real life. Maybe if there's a claim to fame next week, if you've ever seen that happen, can you let us know?
Yeah, that's true. We do want you to send us your claims to fame and/or have you ever met a celebrity or kissed a celebrity or got a photo with a celebrity? Any of those? Let us know.
Yeah, which actually leads us very well, or leads me very well onto the next topic, because it kind of relates to everything we just said, including if you have any claim to fame. And that's what sports that we specifically have done or do or compete in. Obviously, you guys know I like MMA. I actually train in it as well. One of the main fundamental sports surrounding MMA is jiu-jitsu, which is all your groundwork and takedowns and submissions, that kind of thing. In the gym that I train at, there are a couple of celebrities that go there, and especially when Jimmy was saying about celebrities not having to pay for things because they're celebrities and it gives them, like the restaurant, for example, recognition when they go there. Jiu-jitsu is such a sacred thing to the creators, the Gracie family, that even if it would help boost their sport, they still don't promote these celebrities until they're actually ready to be promoted to a higher belt, sort of thing. So it goes in jiu-jitsu, you get your white belt, blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, then black belt. There's not many, there's only 5, which is a lot less than most other sports that use belts. But it takes usually like years to just go up one belt. And we've got 2 celebrities that go to our gym, one of them being Ross Kemp, the other one being Russell Brand.
Oh,
And
nice.
they both do jiu-jitsu and
Russell
I've
Brand
trained with
does
both of
jiu-jitsu?
them. Yeah, Russell Brand does jiu-jitsu. Ross Kemp
Didn't know
mostly does just punching and kicking, and he doesn't
Yeah,
really...
that doesn't
doesn't-
surprise me.
He's not involved with the jiu-jitsu so much. But yeah, Russell Brand does jiu-jitsu, and he's actually referenced it in the Joe Rogan podcast before, and he's named a few names that some of the coaches that I work with and given them a shout out. But it would have been beneficial for the club to promote Russell Brand to a blue belt pretty early, because it would have been like a big news story, a big headline, and it probably would have helped boost the club. But because that would be tarnishing the name of the sport, really, they couldn't until he was genuinely ready, which I think he has done. I think he's done pretty damn well in the sport. He's like tall and gangly, which is a perfect build for jiu-jitsu, and I think he ended up doing well.
Nice.
But I've
I
kind
had
of
no
spoke
idea.
about this today as opposed to
I had
next
no
week,
idea.
because that probably be my claim to fame and my sports story all mixed together in one. But yeah, Russell Brand does the jiu-jitsu. Shout out to Genesis in Marlow, Genesis Martial Arts.
I don't know if Russell Brand and Ross Kemp would like us telling everyone what gym they go to, though. So we might have to bleep that bit.
Russell Brand specifically said it on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Right,
so I'd be very... And they advertise it on social media all the time. It's one of those things that...
Fair enough.
You can bleep it out if you want, but...
I mean, if they've said it
they're
themselves,
making it public. Yeah.
Cool. In that case, sweet. Well, you'll have to come up with a new claim to fame next week then.
Yeah, I'm going to have to now.
I'm sure it wouldn't take you long.
Think of something else.
You've got some...
I've grappled with Russell Brand.
Have you actually fought with them before?
Haven't. No, I haven't. I would love to, though. I'd love to just do some of the drills against him, but I've never actually been in the same class. We've always either like crossed paths on the same day or we haven't actually been in the same class specifically, which is a shame, but maybe one day when things are a bit more back to normal.
Yeah, hopefully. If he's not fully moved out to LA or something by then. I don't think he would be the kind of guy who would, but I
think he rotates, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I could be wrong.
Fair enough. So yeah, your UFC training, jiu-jitsu training, mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had conversations in private, well, I say private, just obviously away from the podcast before, saying that you were training to do bouts. You were going to like actually have some fights lined up. Is that sort of future plan for you?
For that, it's one of those things that I feel like I'd regret not ever at least fighting once.
Yeah.
But the longer this goes on and the longer I keep getting injuries and then COVID and it's not happening and I have to start again from zero, it's seeming like it's going to get further and further out of reach. I'd love to be able to get back into that position again where I'm training daily and I feel strong and the technique's good and I get to a point where I can compete. Even if it's just once to say I have, I'd be happy. And who knows, if I do well at it, maybe I'll do more. But I think I'd regret it if I don't actually ever compete at least once. So it's going to be a goal, probably from later this year when things are open again and we can actually do combat sports that involve actually touching or literally touching faces in some cases when that reopens again. I'd love to. But yeah, I train in MMA. Different nights, different sports. Some nights I'm doing kickboxing, some nights I'm doing jiu-jitsu. Some nights we're mixing it all together in MMA training, which is really fun. But because I'm the smallest guy there generally, or 99% of the time I'm the smallest guy there, I'm more prone to injuries than most. And it's still an injury-prone sport in general.
Yeah.
So I've got to figure out a way to keep my strength and conditioning high enough so I don't get injuries, but not overdo it so that I get hurt every few months, which is what was the case. It's like just enough to keep me out. I never got hurt bad enough that I was out for a long time, but I've had like a broken nose once or twice.
I remember that.
And a few like pulls in like dodgy joints, like my shoulder's gone a few times and my wrist has gone a few times, my ankle, but they usually recover within a few months. So it's not too bad. It's nothing drastic. But yeah, that's the goal. I'd like to.
Sweet.
Nice. I'll be there.
Yeah, me too. I'll be cheering you on. I'll be wearing the skirt.
I'd want to watch Joe punch someone.
That's always the fear, though. I'd love people to support me, but then I'd be terrified of just getting knocked out in the first 10 seconds in front of all of my friends and family. That's a tricky one.
I mean,
I don't know if it'll make me more nervous or more confident to go out there and fight.
It takes a shitload of courage to do that in the first place. I'd be proud of you regardless of the outcome, even if you're knocked out.
Yeah, like, I don't care.
Yeah.
If for me, I'd be like, I don't want to be up there doing what he's doing.
Yep.
So whether he survives 10 seconds or not, like, you've done better than I would have.
I like to think it'll be like Spider-Man 1, where you're jumping around the ring for 3 minutes against that really strong guy for $1,000 or whatever it was.
The thing is, because I am shorter than everyone, that's not the technique, or it shouldn't be the technique I use. People think the smaller guy, I should bounce around more, he's quicker, he's faster, he should stick on the outside and stick and move and use his speed to his advantage. But because I am smaller, actually what is beneficial for me is to apply loads of pressure, go forward and fight them from the inside.
Yeah.
Because it's generally the longer, rangier person that needs to fight at distance where they can use their long limbs as an advantage. But for me, it'll all be about getting in their face, not giving them space to breathe, and just pressure.
Biting them right in the cock.
Yep. Shoving my thumb right in their butthole.
Nice. The classic.
Pulling the hair off the gooch. Getting a fistful, just...
Oh,
oh that's making...
Oh.
Oh, yeah. So, I wish I never said that.
Don't do that again.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But I guess...
So that guy, the old dick twist.
The old
This is an MMA fight, dude.
Dick twist, yeah.
Yeah, so whenever you do see someone of a shorter height fighting in UFC then? They normally do have that zippier, quicker energy then. So would that, like you said, you use your height to advantage, like closing the distance so they can't get the reach on you. Would you also be able to sort of use your zippiness? Would you have more zippiness than regular, or is it just those people are sort of conditioned for that?
I think that was, even not too long ago, it was always the game plan for someone shorter to zip around the cage. So they've probably done it their whole lives, and it's just what's ingrained. But for the shorter guy, that it is really beneficial to get on the inside. Fighters like Daniel Cormier and the bigger guys that tend to be shorter than their opponents have put this to good use. They're using their pressure and their size to get on the inside of the longer, gangly fighter who will find it really difficult to punch downwards.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense whatsoever. And that's generally how I fight better as well. Because my cardio is usually pretty good. If I'm pressuring them, they tend to gas. And it's horrible fighting when you're worn out.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in that position. Like, imagine running a 10K and then at the end of the run, you have to fight someone. It's not a good place to be in.
Wasn't that what McGregor was doing when he got like up a weight category or something? I mean, it didn't help him in the end. He still lost. I think it was against Diaz.
He did gas against Diaz.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah, and it's not a good place to be in, which is evident by that fight.
What about you, Jamie? When are you gonna have your first birthday fight?
Jimmy still owes me a fight. It's been what, I don't know, like 5 years now, I think. That one of my birthdays, Jimmy promised me a birthday fight for my birthday, and I still haven't had it yet.
He brings it up every now and then as well. It's like, when's it happening?
One day.
We grappled once over a bag of Maltesers. Does that count?
We did, and that was hilarious. It was at Joe's, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We had
I remember you guys
It was
grappling.
a good, like, five-minute bout over some Maltesers. I can't even remember why.
I can't
remember why.
I think it just dared you to take them off me. When you're all right then.
I remember you
That was good fun.
grappling. I didn't remember it was over Maltesers.
Yeah, it was either over Maltesers or the Malteser buttons.
Oh, the
It was one of
buttons,
two.
yeah.
But I remember there being a pouch of sweets involved. It was good
I wish
fun.
we'd filmed it.
I should have.
Oh, we should have filmed it. Put it on OnlyFans 2026 Christmas. Zing.
If you guys are about to fight, let me know so I can get my phone ready.
Right.
right.
World
We'll stream it.
Star! Like that kind of. Oh, I saw a World Star clip today. It was brutal. There's these two guys fighting, and there's like a huge patch of grass, and they just keep going towards the concrete. And one of them lands a punch and knocks the other guy down. He lands on the stairs, and it's just like, oh fuck. And everyone's just like dancing around him, like, holy shit, I can't believe he got knocked out. I'm just like, he just fell on some stairs. Someone should probably make sure he's not dead.
Yeah. Landing on concrete on your head is always makes me wince.
I think he was okay.
Unless it's one of those like bully gets their comeuppance videos,
Yeah.
in which case I'm always like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, fuck him.
Yeah.
Love those videos.
I shouldn't get
Like
so
some
much.
absolute wanker who's talking shit, like screaming at
they
someone
are
and then just
good.
gets
Doof.
decked. Obviously, I don't know the backstory of this video. I could be cheering for the wrong guy, but mostly you could tell
Yeah.
who the dickhead is.
Usually you can, yeah. Jamie, do you have any plans to get into any sports? You're a good badminton guy, I think. Is that right?
Am I?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I feel like
Yeah,
I feel
can
like
play
you've
badminton.
said that you've wanted to get into badminton or something before.
You put the bad man into badminton. innit?
Nice.
That's it. Cut.
I remember ages ago, Jodie was trying to get us all to like go play badminton together at like that club, that badminton club.
Yeah.
But I would have liked to have done that, but we never did. I don't know if we really class it as a sport, but I do really like paddleboarding. Paddleboarding's good.
Yeah.
Have a really good fun time paddleboarding. And Teagues are going to try and go a little bit more this year. I like water stuff. Water sports. I think if I was to get into a sport, like an extreme sport, it would be something water sport related.
Yeah. I can feel that.
I just really like water. That or maybe like climbing.
Oh, yeah.
Because I used to do climbing when I was in the Scouts, and like I loved it then, and I was quite good at it. But I wasn't a fat piece of shit back then. And then I did get fat, and now I'm slightly less. Well, now I'm pretty not as fat, but when I'm
You're not a fat
physically
piece of shit now.
No, God, no.
when I'm physically,
Far from it.
I feel like I wouldn't be good at climbing at the moment. Like I would definitely need to like tone up and get some upper body strength. But that'd be something that I'd quite like to, because I feel like I'm kind of semi-built for stuff like that because I am quite broad,
Yeah.
and I feel like it'd be good to like do something that requires upper body strength.
How do you make a climbing wall COVID safe? You just send a guy up with a wipe, and he's just like, I'm so fucking tired.
Climb with gloves.
Yeah, I guess.
Be dodgy.
They probably use the spray. I know
Yeah.
I'm just like being boring and answering your question instead of just appreciating the joke, but you know what I mean. It's like that spray stuff you can get. It's like a mist. So I imagine it's
They
that.
still got to get to the top
But-
of it, ain't you? You can't exactly just like
Some
point
of
it
the big balls,
upwards.
that'd be hard work.
Yeah.
Can you just like attach someone to a harness and just like
Oh yeah, I guess you could.
pulley them up?
That'd be a fun job. I wouldn't mind doing it that way. And
Yeah.
just swinging backwards and forwards like a pendulum while you like spritz the wall. They're like, all right, next.
See, the thing is, I reckon Jamie would be good at anything he tried.
Yeah.
So he usually is. Like anything to do with, like even if it's just like going bowling or something, he's usually first. Or if it's like crazy golf, usually first. Anything like that involves coordination.
Oh yeah, if I could like choose to be a professional at a sport and get paid for it, it'd be crazy golf. 100%.
Oh, there's a TV
Love crazy
TV
golf.
show about people who competitively play crazy golf. It's like a reality style
Oh my
show.
God.
You should watch it. I can't remember what it's called.
Yes, find it for me. I will watch
Remind
it.
me after.
That sounds great.
I saw a clip and someone put on Reddit. They're like, guys, I'm on TV for playing mini golf. We got like the quarterfinals or
Incredible.
something like that, and he sinks like this perfect shot. I'll have to find it for you.
That's amazing.
I would watch that.
I'm normally like good-ish at stuff that I do.
Yeah.
Like if I try something for the first time, I'm normally like good-ish. I wouldn't say like I'm great, but like I can normally pick up stuff quite quickly.
But then imagine if you actually trained at it as well, because you are good to begin with. You'd be one of those naturals that can just be professional with a few months training.
Yeah, but that means putting time and effort into something. And I'm not about that.
Shipping Jamie off to South Korea for mini golf camp. 6-week
Yes.
intensive, 12 hours a day in the blistering 40-degree sun or -20 winter.
I was built for this.
All those
This is my purpose.
competitive frisbee matches, I reckon he'd be good at as well.
I
Oh,
Oh,
seen, like,
they do
team
look
frisbee.
fun. Like, yeah, they do look fun. To
have
be
you
fair.
seen frisbee golf?
Yeah, I just think it's a bit.
What? Really? I thought you'd be well
Yeah.
into that because you love regular frisbee. Why not put a competitive edge to it?
I do love regular frisbee, but I don't know. It's just throwing it a distance to then pick it up and keep throwing it that way. I don't know. I like golf as it is. I wouldn't ruin it with frisbees personally.
What I've thought about in the past, that it sounds pretty fun, is multiple sport golf. So like you
Right.
throw a frisbee and then you go to the frisbee and then you continue from that spot with like a tennis ball or something.
Yeah.
And you use the tennis racket to hit the ball as far as you can go. Then from that point you take over with a football. You try and get the football as far as you can go until you get to the hole and just keep rotating the sports.
I'm assuming that you've picked this up from Dude Perfect.
I have no idea who that is.
Dude Perfect are the trick shot dudes, and they have done this exact thing that you're talking about like a couple of times on their channel. So you
Oh,
can give that a
man.
watch.
Boo. It's Joe's idea. They stole it. You should sue them.
No, I mean, like, it's fun to watch. So, like, I think this is what you're talking about.
I haven't seen multiple sports, but I've seen a full game of like the frisbee one, like you said, and a full game of like the football one. I've never
Yeah.
seen someone mix it up and do different sports in
Yeah.
one go.
They've done two. One of them, I think, was kind of like what you're describing. They like threw a frisbee, then got to there, and then they'd used like a golf ball or a golf club. And I think they did another one where at each point you got to choose the projectile and the club. So like you could get to point one, and then be like, right, I'm gonna hit a golf ball with a tennis racket, like that sort of thing. And then once you'd used them, you couldn't use them again.
Right.
Surely it'd still be beneficial to choose the tennis racket with the tennis ball. They're built to go with each other.
There's a chance that the rule was you couldn't do that. I can't
Oh,
remember.
right.
But
That makes sense.
but yeah.
So if you said like a golf club on a football, that would be difficult.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You have to choose tactically because you might end up at the end with two things that really don't go together.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That sounds like a Steam game that you pay $1.49 for.
I'd make it.
Go on, him.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I should make
I
it.
was gonna say, do it.
Do it. Call it J Free Ball. If you don't, I'll be well upset.
Easy peasy.
Perfect.
Well, I'm contractually obliged now.
Yep, you have to. Your deadline is end of August.
That's not long.
Well, get started. what are you fucking around recording a podcast for?
Fucking idiot.
You fool. We've asked about the sport I do. We've asked about the sports Jamie wants to do. What about you, Jimmy?
Leapfrog. Professional leapfrog. Fucking...
Nice.
I would have
Nice.
set the record for most people leapfrogged. No.
I'm gonna leapfrog the Eiffel Tower, baby.
You know me. I'm a boy who likes to run, or a runny boy, which doesn't sound as well worded, but
You sound
Jimmy
unwell.
was born to run.
yeah. I used to play football and stuff in school. Like Jamie, also do like water sports, like stand-up paddleboarding or supping. For my actual exercise, I just run. I run everywhere. I run probably like or a 5K or a 10K. If I'm treating myself, I'll go further. If I want to go for like a proper good explore, I just like running. Very therapeutic and convenient way to burn off calories, I guess. At the same time.
Can I reel this back just a second? Did you just say... did you just say, if I treat myself, I go further?
Yeah.
I hate everything about that. For me, treating myself would be not going, would be like the ultimate treat, or just going slightly less distance. But you're like, no, I want to treat myself. I'll put myself through more agony.
I'm weird. Like, I don't plan my runs out, but I'll have like a picture in my head of a place I want to run to. So I'll just sort of run there, and it normally, like, I have a rough place where if I run here, I'll do a 5K, but if I want to run here, this will be 10K. But if it's like a new place I want to explore, be like, oh, there's a woods over here that I haven't been around yet, then that will be like the treat of like exploring a new place and like finding new zones. I found some nice pubs actually doing that, and I've taken Jodie to since, and they've been really good.
Nice.
So it's been worthwhile.
That is a treat.
Yeah.
I'll give you that bit.
No, I should stop at the pub while running, but I didn't do that.
When I run, I can't do that. I can't, like, I've found that I struggle more if I know what the distance is at the place that I want to end up at.
Yeah.
So I prefer to just run until I can't run any further and then see how far I've run. That I seem to perform better that way.
Fair enough.
I can't, like, for me, if I'm like, right, I'm going to run to such and such a place, I know what the distance is. I kind of like, I get maybe halfway there and I'm like, oh, like, I don't like, fuck, like, it feels like it's taking so long. Yeah. And it like, I end up not being able to run as far if I know what the distance is. So I have to try and like mix up the routes I take every time to try and like make sure I don't know how far I've run.
That's generally just a good tip for running anyway, because if your brain doesn't know where you're going, you're more likely to expend more energy to try just to keep going, so your brain finds itself in a place where it's comfortable.
See, now, with the years of cycling I had under my belt, I'm the opposite. I need to know how far I'm going. Well, I don't need to, but I much prefer to know how far I'm going and what the terrain's going to be like when I get there, because I can find I can push it harder if I know what's going on. I'm a bit different in the other sense.
If I'm like training for like a race or trying to like improve my speed somewhere, then I will like throw in tricky terrain. So like you said, would push harder, like going uphill and make myself suffer that way. But
it's just that if I do the same 10K route each time, then I have a time to aim for that I did last time.
Oh yeah.
So say I did this particular route in 50 minutes, then I know next time I want to try and do it in 49 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how my brain works and how it's been programmed to work every single time I do like endurance sports.
I get you. Yeah, because then you'll have like benchmarks, wouldn't you? Be like, oh, I've finally got to this tree and I'm only here in 20 minutes, but today I've got here in 21 minutes. I need to speed up to sort of make my time up, sort of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
In cycling, especially when I started getting to like semi-pro level, it was very technical. Like they even measured how much wattage you were outputting on the bicycle. So you want to try and average like 260 watts in this training session, whereas in the next one you want to try and hit 265 watts per pedal stroke kind of thing.
Bloody hell.
And it starts getting very scientific, but that's just the way my brain has been wired to do any kind of training that I do, which is why when I went to MMA, you can't do that. It's very different. Every session is different, and depending on your fightings can be very different. So kind of got me a bit out of that slump, which I think I needed.
Nice.
Because cycling was getting a bit draining mentally.
I think I remember you saying about that, how it's just, there wasn't like a competitive edge anymore of you just like getting better, and like you said, it was too like number crunchy.
Yeah.
That could have been fun.
Yeah, it got very scientific. Took all the fun out of it. But for some reason, whenever I go back to endurance sports, I kind of always bring it back because it's the way I've wired to do it.
Not necessarily a bad thing, because you're just sort of doing it for fun, aren't you?
Yeah, now I am, yeah. I'm never going to like be a professional runner or anything, so it doesn't really matter if one week I'm slower than the previous week.
Yeah, unless you want to win parkrun. then you can have to.
Yeah.
If the wind park run at least once, then you can retire.
That's still a massive feat.
Oh, it is. People who run it in 15 minutes, disgusting.
They're usually professional, the ones that come in and
Yeah.
do 15 minutes.
What are they doing?
Usually the winners would be in around the 18, 19-minute mark, but then you'd get 1 week where some nutter comes along and just 3 minutes ahead of second place, which is a lot.
Yep. Ruining it for everyone.
Especially when you consider you're already running at the pace the treadmill can go up to at its max.
I didn't think about it that way, but yeah. Oh, gross. I hate running on a treadmill. That sucks. That's the worst kind of running for me, is being on a machine. It's so boring, and I can't not watch the clock.
Yeah, that's miserable.
It's trash.
No thanks.
But you know what is fun?
What's that?
Question of the week. The podcast question of the week. The coveted,
What is that podcast question of the week?
world famous. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody knows what it is by now. They say, have you seen what J3's question of the week is this week? And this one is by Mazcanyanota, or Canyanota. It is, if you had $1 million, but you couldn't spend it on yourself, how would you spend that money?
I think Jamie made a very valid point before we started.
Yep.
We didn't really discuss it. What was it you said?
He started talking about it. And
I was
cut him
like,
off.
could you pay someone else? Like, could you use that money to pay someone else to then give them the rest of the money to buy things for you? Like, you're technically not spending it on yourself. You're spending it on someone else buying things for you.
I think...
But I'm assuming that you can't. I'm assuming that it's
Yeah.
like whatever the money is used to buy, it cannot come back to you. But I was just wondering if there's a loophole there somewhere that you'd be able to like worm in.
I think, well, by the fact that you're specifically hiring him to begin with is probably against the rules.
Yeah. Unless you're hiring him to do good. Yeah, like, well, if you're creating like a job opportunity for someone who may not had it otherwise. Does that count?
I could be hiring someone, they don't have a job currently. Like, hey, do you want a job?
Yeah.
Take this money and spend it for things that I don't know that I'm going to get. Just go buy me things with this money and you can keep this money.
Can you receive it as a gift? I would for the hypothetical say that you shouldn't gain anything monetarily.
No,
gifts
yeah,
or otherwise.
I agree. The first thing I do is easy for me. I would pay off my sister's mortgage.
Ah, nice.
Or like give her the money to be able to pay it off. Just because, you know, it's like a long-ass commitment.
Yeah.
And if you haven't got to worry about a mortgage when you're like in your early 30s, then
You've won.
you're winning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd probably buy my mum whatever she wanted.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, I've got this much left after the mortgage payment. What do you want? I'd probably do the same for my dad. My mum and her partner, and then my dad and his partner as well. Like, I'd probably just be like, what do you want? It's on me. But here's some money. Go buy me things too. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think it'd be like family, and my nan as well. It would just be like, what do you want and or need? Like, I've got the money, take it. Or even if you just want some money and to save and like gain interest on, and like do it. Why the hell not? It'd be nice to like chuck some to charities as well.
Yeah.
It's just like, I think if you get it, you immediately are just like, who immediately in my vicinity can I like help with this? You know what I mean?
You want to improve as many lives as possible without like the most negative impact.
Yeah. But it would be good to put it towards like a cause that I cared about, like something to do with mental health. Maybe would be a good one to like put it towards. But yeah, I think it's quite an easy one for me if I had it, because if I won the lottery anyway, these are basically the things that I would already do after buying myself a house first. But yeah, I think it wouldn't really differ too much. That if I came into lots of money, I would just spend it on family.
Nice.
It's a tricky one because there isn't probably anyone else you would, because you can't spend it on yourself,
No.
so it probably would be your friends and family, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know if this is within the rules or not, but say I were to give you guys, or make you guys split the $1 million and tell you to invest it into J3, but that still kind of comes back to me, so I don't know if that counts.
I think that still comes under the like, you can't gain anything from it, and you would be gaining something from it.
No, that makes sense.
Because I would want to invest some of it into creating the J3 office, but then I personally benefit
then it
from
comes back
that,
to
so
you.
I can't. It'll be forever a dream. I'll be like, I have the money and I can't spend
Yeah.
it now.
We'll be able to do it.
Or you can't, for example, say something like, I'll take my family and friends on a massive holiday,
Yeah.
but then you wouldn't be able to go.
I could watch them have fun for a periscope.
Yeah. There's a hotel abroad, like a giant mansion. Go stay there for a week. We'll rent it out for you.
To be fair, I
I don't know if
wouldn't
that's just
even.
a waste,
be-
really.
Too bad, because you could buy a holiday for your mum and dad, and then buy a holiday for like your sister and a partner or like a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to do like one big family holiday, I guess. You could just be like, here, mum and dad, go on holiday. Here, sister, go on a slightly cheaper holiday, because you're not as good as mum and dad.
I feel like, though, if I were to give money to family and friends, it would be more give them the means to buy a house and things.
Yeah.
As opposed to a holiday. I feel like they'd get more out of it. But it's still a good idea. But it depends how much money I've got left over. I'm sure I could pay for both.
Yeah. I guess in terms of like the J3 thing, could you instead, or could we instead use it to like buy the other two, like all the equipment they need? Because it's not directly benefiting me in any way.
No.
It's just you guys would have better equipment to do your streams with, but I don't get anything out of it.
I suppose, but then there's like a blatant like quality difference when it comes to your turn streaming. It might turn people off because be like, well, Jimmy and Joe have 4K 60 FPS cameras, and Jamie's got this potato from the 70s.
Isn't that essentially what we're running with anyway?
No.
I've got a 10-year-old camera.
I think yours is pretty good.
Yeah.
Now,
It's not too bad.
when the
It's
lighting's
the lighting
on.
that does it.
Yeah.
It's a shame
That's
it
the
doesn't
same even with
output
this camera,
in
though.
16 by 9.
When the lighting's off, it still looks like arse.
To put it back. Put it back! But I think I would parrot very much what you guys said. I'd help my mum. My mum wants to retire early. Fortunately, she's in a position where her house is now paid off. So I would just, give her the
Nice.
means to retire.
That's the dream.
And she can happily live out her days with her little dog millionaire horse Diddy. Diddy is not small at all.
No.
He's a big traveller's
Nice.
horse.
I like ironic names.
Yeah. Yeah, she would live out her days.
Would you give it like a tenner a week?
Yeah, something like
like
that. Yeah. And then I'll
Nice.
put the rest to all her neighbours.
Couple of meal deals a week.
You're a lucky devil, Mum. Don't spend it all at once.
Yeah, just basically use it to look after my nearest and dearest. And if my friends have any dreams that they would like to come true, they can submit it to me in writing, and I'll evaluate it and hit it with the stamp of approval or deny it. I just, like I said before, I'd want it to benefit the most amount of people possible without them getting corrupted by the money. And that's the hard bit, because I want to start like giving out cash, like 10k cash to like each of my friends, and then next week they want 10k more, and then like it's negatively changing their lives.
You'd have to be careful who you choose. Like, I know if I were to give each of you like 10k, you wouldn't come next week asking for more. I'd be careful about it.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's why you pick your family first, right? Well, even they could, I suppose, turn around and say, I want more. But you know your family, you know your friends, you know who probably would and who wouldn't. Although money changes people, so you never know.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'd be smart about it.
That's part of the reason why I would more like
Pay off mortgages and stuff.
buy them a thing or like some things rather than giving them the sweet green.
Yeah.
Like I'd just be like, look, I'm going to pay your mortgage off like to my sister, and so I'm like, what do you want, and I will buy it for you, kind of thing.
But
Just
only
so
one
that it's
thing.
not like a handout. Yeah, limited to one item.
Yeah,
though.
it should be like, I want one of those M&S meal deals. I've never had one of those before.
I'd be like, Mum, that's too expensive.
Get a choc ice. But I want to go to the ice cream van. You get a choc ice.
Choc ice at home.
with a flake. Like you ain't having the flake though.
Jody got it.
Yeah, no
99's aren't even 99p anymore. You ain't having
No,
a
they're
flake.
250 now. Well, they're 250 in our local ice cream truck.
Blimey.
There's 100% drugs in that ice cream. There's got to be.
I hope so.
That's the only reason that it's £2.50.
Well, I didn't feel funny afterwards, but then the next 2 days were blacked out for me, so possibly. I woke up and the house was empty.
Jimmy's not used to a sugar rush. That's all it
I
is.
never had sugar in my life, just pure coffee.
Lives on caffeine.
Anyone out there listening that works for a coffee company, hit us up. Jimmy would love that sweet sponsor so we can inject it straight into the veins.
Yeah, I'd invest in a smaller coffee startup company, but I wouldn't want any money back. I just want... Could I have free coffee? Would that be allowed? Would that be in the terms of...
No, that's benefiting
No.
you.
They benefit. I just get free beans.
They do benefit, but you benefit in return.
I suppose. Damn it.
Yeah, stop thinking about ways for this to benefit you. It can't happen. It's against the rules.
You selfish bastard.
Could I do something that benefits me but would actually benefit the whole community? Like
What, is
changing
there no way of implementing
like
this?
changing a
without
road
it?
layout or something? Because
Right.
near me they've changed the road layout and it's stupid now and it cuts past people's houses and where before it didn't. Well, if I just put it back.
Just put it back.
It wouldn't cost more than $1 million, right?
No,
Perfect.
easy.
I don't know. We're going to have to ask the J3 gods about that one. I don't know what the rules state.
Let us know if you have an opinion on that. Let us know. Do you think that bends the rules?
Yeah. If not, it's all going to charity. My mum gets to retire early, and then the rest goes to charity. Oh, and my grandma, of course, as well.
Of course.
Not Jodie, though.
Well, I can't give it to Jodie because that would directly benefit me because she'd have more money to spend on us.
No, not necessarily. She might be like, oh, I really want
But anytime that she goes to... is she like...
a really expensive sewing kit. And you could be like, all right.
Well, what if I need to use it, my hands will explode?
It's not benefiting you, though. You just happen to need it.
Yeah, what if I give Jodie like £900,000, right? And obviously give the 100k to my mum. And then Jodie like quits working. Anytime that she wants to buy groceries, I can't eat them because that benefits me because she's feeding us with the money that I've given her.
Yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah.
To be fair. What have you done this for, Jim?
Exactly.
Foolish.
Jodie's having M&S turkeys every night and there's me more fucking instant noodles, you know?
She could still
That
buy
sounds like
you
the life
instant
for you,
noodles.
though.
She can't though because then that'd be benefiting me.
You could buy an item, or some items at least, that don't benefit you. Like a ton of clothes that only she's going to wear.
She could buy, like I'm saying, she can buy the clothes and all that, but for practical things,
She just can't.
She can't buy a new washing
She
machine
just can't.
because then I can't use it either.
Well, no, you're going to have to stick with the old crappy washing
Yeah.
machine while she uses the new fancy one. If she goes food shopping, you can't have any of that food. You still have to do your own food
We'd
shop.
have to split the house in half, like draw a line down the middle.
Wow, we've delved deep into this one. This is Jimmy's cheap, crappy side,
Yeah.
and this is Jodie's fancy mansion side.
Jodie's living a life of a queen, and there's me who's just like, you want chicken or curry noodles?
Someone's like, you can tell which one of them won all the money, eh? And it's like, actually, it was Jimmy.
Yeah.
There's just a clause that he can't benefit from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, knowing Jodie, she would then probably immediately put it into like a mental health charity or something like that. She'd be good like that. I trust her with it, to be fair. She's a good egg. Ah, Jodes. George.
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 She's a good egg.
It's called egg.
Yeah, no, I think I agree. Gotta say, but wow, look at the time.
Yeah, I was going to say...
We've smashed through this.
Do you know what good eggs do? They listen to all the other episodes of the J3 podcast. Mosquito.
They do that. It has
There's 14
been
other
known.
episodes, and they're all there.
14. This is 15. Season 1's almost over.
I don't believe it. Season 1 will never end. But guys,
Season
don't
1's
forget,
nearly over, boys.
for next week, we're asking you to let us know of your stories, any claim to fame stories. Have you met anyone famous? Had any photos taken with anyone famous? Had anything to do with anyone famous? Have you grappled with Russell Brand or something similar? Let us know.
Are you famous?
Are you famous?
Have you done
Yeah.
something that ended up in the newspapers
Oh, that's a
or on
good one.
TV? Something like that. Anything that puts you in the spotlight in one way or another, in the public
Weren't
eye.
we in the newspaper for the
or
charity
close
stream?
to. Nah.
Well, we're not.
We were probably on Young
no.
Minds' page. I don't know.
They liked our tweets once.
Yeah, that. But if you want to send us a message, you can hit us up on any of our social media platforms. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Discord. All of these links you can find on our solo page. That's solo.to/J3 channels. You should find every link to all of our platforms on there, including the Discord one, which you can join. Feel free. Just accept the rules as usual. But yeah, until next time, have you guys got anything else you would like to add?
I'm going to be married in 2 days. Woo! So I had to get that in again. One more time.
I know, I'm tense.
Tense? You should be relaxed. With tenseness.
No, I'm tense because you're finally not single and I want you to marry me.
Oh, man. I'm going to have to make a long list of names of men who have asked me to marry them instead.
It's a long
It's
list.
huge, man.
I can assure you it's a long
You think
list.
Santa's list is long, bruh. Right. Until next time.
Yeah.
Well, we love you all. Take care. Stay
Love
safe.
you very much.
Do the good.
Bye.
Do the best. Bye-bye.
Bye.